Hi guys, it is officially 1 year of me being a full-time entrepreneur, and let me tell you, it has been a wild ride. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you some key things that I think will be helpful to creators who are curious about the world of entrepreneurship. Let's get into it. So I like to think of myself as a founder and creator, but a lot of people don't know the difference between being a founder and being a creator. I want to talk about the differences that I've noticed between being a creator and being a founder and what each one entails. I've noticed, obviously, there are a lot of people who are now creator founders, and I don't think that a lot of people really explored the option of being a creative founder. This was a concept that I thought about myself because I remember just being an influencer and saying, I don't feel any sense of fulfillment to being an influencer. Right now, I honestly don't care. I used to get the ick when people called me an influencer because I worked the 9 to 5 and I saw myself as a professional and not necessarily an influencer. And so I used to get the ick when people be like, oh, that tech influencer. I'll be like, who's tech influencer? Not me. I'm a professional. I actually have a job. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with just being a creator. You actually don't have to be a founder, because being a founder comes with a new set of responsibilities that I want you to be aware of if you do decide to become a creator who is a founder. Now, that's more work. Being a creator is already so much work. Do you really want to be a founder as well? There are people who are just founders, but they're not creators. I see the benefits of being a creator who is a founder. Obviously, it's just amazing. People already like you as a creator. When you launch a product, it's so much easier. The buying is easier. It makes so much sense to be that way. However, if you are a creator who's thinking about being a founder, or you're just a regular person who's thinking about launching a company or exploring entrepreneurship, there are certain things that I definitely want you to understand. Creator is someone who creates content online. You can be an influencer. You're still a creator if you're an influencer, because to me, creators create content online. They push out content online. It could be because they already have a fan base. They're trying to build a fan base. They're trying to build a personal brand, whatever. If you are pushing out content online, in my own definition from being on this online space for a while, you are a creator. And that already is hard. Certain elements that come with being a creator: consistency, discipline, to ensuring that your content resonates. Sometimes hopping on trends. There are different things that you have to do to consistently maintain what you've built as a creator. Now, there's the component of being a founder. What does that entail? That means you have founded a business, a product, a service, something, and that requires its own unique set of skills. Now, we're not just talking about you creating content online. You're creating strategically, because now you have a product that you have to market. You probably have goals that you have to hit. You have numbers that you have to hit. It is not just about you coming online and being cute for your audience anymore. You have goals that you actually have to meet. You might hire people. You can hire a sales team. You might be the person who's driving sales to your business yourself. I've seen a lot of creative founders who do that. Creative founders who are the main funnel for sales for their business. There are many ways that you can go ahead and do that. However, if you have a founder brand, a lot of the times the goal is no longer trying to serve the community. The goal is trying to serve the product. The goal is trying to find the customer. Who is the ideal customer for my product? That's the really people you care about. You don't care about any other person. Whereas I see a lot of influencers, especially influencers who maybe think about your favorite fashion influencer. Their goal primarily is just to ensure that people like them, buy into their ideas, like the clothes they wear. They're not necessarily trying to get people to buy into their product. So these are two completely different things. And each one has its unique set of difficulty that, as you, as someone who's a creative person, you already have all these things you have to meet. Now have this business that you have to ensure that you're making sales consistently. You've learned marketing. You now learned team management. You've learned this, you've learned that, all that good stuff. It's more work. So if you're currently a creator, I've noticed online a lot of creators pushing more towards becoming a creative founder, which is something that I did. I was a creator and then I launched a product which made me a creator and a founder. I just want you to go into it knowing that it's just twice as much work. Being a creator is already hard. You're going to do even more. Now, you might now have to lead a team. Your content might change because now you have quotas that you have to hit, right? You have to ensure that your product's actually doing well. It's no longer just about the community that you've built. And that, my friend, could go both ways. It could go really well, but it could also go really, really badly, especially if your audience doesn't buy into the product. Just something for you to have at the back of your mind as you try to explore that creator and founder route. For my professionals who are interested in entrepreneurship or just content creation, there are definitely some key things that I would say off the top of my head, and this is just me conversing. Again, this channel, we're going to do a lot of conversational videos. Definitely validate your idea, learn about the funding and VC space. Please do not just quit your job without doing your due diligence and research and understanding everything. Me, before I quit my job, I knew all the options that I had. I obviously had an emergency fund. I had like some savings that would take me for a number of time. I remember hitting the 7-month mark of full-time entrepreneurship and saying, wow, how am I still running? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy that I'm still afloat. But obviously, I had done the work to get me to where I am. So don't just jump into it by looking at someone who you don't know the backstory, you don't know the journey, you don't know what they've been through, you don't know if they have a ton of funding in the bank, you don't know all of that. And entrepreneurship is crazy work. Like, sometimes you make sales, other times you don't make sales. It's just crazy. There's a lot of uncertainty that comes with being an entrepreneur, in my experience so far in the last year, that you just need to be prepared for, especially if you're in the business where you're very reliant on your customers to consistently help you generate revenue. If you're heavily reliant on your customers to consistently, which is like pretty much any business, if you don't have a subscription-based model, even if you do, people can still cancel their subscription. But if you consistently need to drive sales and you don't have customer loyalty, it's going to be even more difficult for you to stay afloat. So make sure that you do your due diligence. If you want to talk to people who already have businesses and are successful, do that. Don't just jump into the entrepreneurship space blindly, because there's one thing that people always say about entrepreneurship, and it is so true. The secret is to never run out of money. You're okay until you run out of money. Once you run out of money as an entrepreneur, you're cooked, okay? Because then you're stuck. You can't really move forward. Explore all the funding options that are there. There are grants, there are VC, there are different ways you can give part of your equity for your business in exchange for capital. There are different things. It's such a crazy, huge space. I don't think of myself as an expert. I think I have 1 year of full-time experience doing this, and I've learned a lot that I can use to continue to build my business and just like improve the work that I do. But I just want to like share some of my findings with whoever is trying to explore this space. Definitely do your due diligence. Learn about funding. There are so many people that I know that got funding just with their ideas. Now, typically, some of the VCs wouldn't fund you until they see traction. They see that your revenue, some of them even have revenue thresholds. They want to see that you're making, some people, 5 figures on a monthly basis before they invest in you. But you have to just know what your options are. There are people who give grants. There are so many options. Like, just explore all of them. Explore all of them and continue to network with other people who are interested in what you're interested in, so that you can increase your chances of success. I wish I had more founder friends. I wish I had more creator friends. And I know that I do have some friends right now who are creators. I wish I built my platform with other creators. I feel like I built my platform in isolation, and so I don't have that much support as I would like. But one good strategy is just to have creative friends, a bunch of creative friends and a bunch of founder friends that can help you when you do start to face challenges. So networking is super, super crucial as well. There's a lot of controversy in the online space. There's a lot of competition. you have to just make sure that you're staying true to yourself no matter what. These are the things that I've learned. Just make sure you're staying true to yourself. People are going to consistently misunderstand you. People are going to consistently judge you. There are people who are going to ride for you. It's just going to be like a mixture of different things. However, keep your eyes on the vision. Do not lose the vision. Do not lose sight of why you started, because that's definitely what's going to keep you going. People are going to love you. People are going to hate you. You're going to find people who are fans of your work, people who are completely disgusted by the work that you do. It's going to be a mix of different kind of reactions. Either way, stay true to yourself. Okay, either way, you got to stay true to yourself. That is all that I have in this video. I feel like there's so much more that we can discuss in terms of what the step-by-step process would be for building a really good product, or how the way that I built my products, the mistakes that I made and the mistakes that you should avoid with hiring is also another interesting thing that we can talk about. I made so many mistakes hiring. Oh my God, the worst thing you can do is to try to work with family. I hired family and friends of family. It was a nightmare. So there's definitely more conversations we can have around that. I want to also discuss my exit from corporate America. I thought that that was super influential on my decision to do entrepreneurship full time. So there's a lot of conversations we can have around that. So much more. I want to incorporate a story time series to my content. Obviously, I'm going to share a lot of value on this channel, but I want to also do like this consistent story time icebreakers that where we just dive into what I'm working on and all that good stuff. I'm excited. I hope you guys are as well. And as always, I'll see you guys next week.